Hey there, Gleeks. Joe from Wetpaint.com here for a little post-show what I loved and what I hated about tonight's supersized Glee episode, Born This Way. The name, I think, comes from a pretty obscure track by a relatively unknown recording artist, Lady something. Gaga, maybe? I don't know. Maybe you've heard of her. Probably not. Okay, let's dish it. What did I love? Okay, the thing I loved most about this episode, and this is coming from somebody who bats for the same team as Santana and Kurt, if you know what I'm saying. What I loved most about this episode were the musicals in it. There was a reference to there were two musical references in it, but it was amazing. Not only did they mash up TLC's Unpretty, amazing, with I Feel Pretty from the musical West Side Story, but they also gave Kurt the entire song As If We've Never Said Goodbye from the pretty terrible musical Sunset Boulevard. And the most amazing thing about this whole thing is that I'm pretty sure Chris Colfer sang that song an entirely higher octave than Glenn Close sang it in the original. Amazing. I mean, just wrap your mind around that. Okay, now something I hated. Okay, speaking of Kurt. So tonight's whole episode revolved around Rachel's decision to get a nose job, and everybody trying to convince her that, you know, she's beautiful the way she is, that she was born this way. Get it? See what they were doing? So the whole problem is resolved when Kurt stages this flash mob at the mall where everybody sings and dances to Duck Sauce's Barbra Streisand, Rachel's idol. The whole thing's just neatly wrapped up, and Rachel says, okay, I don't need a nose job now. My problem is Kurt, somebody who's supposed to be young and hip with his finger on the pulse, staging a flash mob? Really? It's a little 5 years ago. Oh, and Rachel, if you're watching this, I totally feel your pain. Okay, one other thing I hated about this episode was Emma tackling her OCD. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm so glad that she's finally getting rid of the OCD she's had since season 1, episode 1. It's just that it's, about 2 seasons too late, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, something else I loved, and I really liked this episode. It was a humdinger. One other thing I really loved, though, and this is kind of a season 2 thing, but I really like what they're doing with Santana this season. You know, not only was her blackmail conversation with Karofsky pretty damn funny, but at the end, when she was sat in the back of the auditorium with her Lebanese t-shirt, and she was all, I'm a lesbian, but I'm not on stage with my lesbian t-shirt. Tear. Pretty amazing stuff. Anyways, why don't you let us know what you thought about tonight's episode? Log on to our Wetpaint Facebook page at facebook.com/Glee fansite. Let us know what you thought. See you later, guys.